When Tommaso was talking about the how the system is failing and falling apart, which I agree. You imagine that already we are talking about that since he in the video talked about that since 1990s he's talking about that already. Now imagine in 2020 something that we are living. Young people don't want, the education system is making young people life too easy. It makes them school too easy. When I compare school of the old days, I compare from my parents, for example, the time, then I go down to my sister time, and I go down to my brother, and then me time, and then I look to my nephew, my nieces, I see that it has completely downgraded, even in Africa, because in Africa, it was really competitive. From high school, it was competitive. And you have people who had huge African who are traveling, but who are going to university and doing extraordinary things, huge degree. And usually African were really into science. If you look, most of the African students, when they were going to study in university, they were doing hard science studies, or if they're going to become doctor, or they're becoming, architect. It was, so imagine this student, okay, these children at the time of our parents, their parents haven't been in contact to school. Their parents were people from villages for most of them, okay? Most of them. His father was a fisherman. He didn't know much. My uncle told me that when his father, who was from the village, because it was a time of colonization. They didn't read, they didn't know much, but they knew that the only way for them, for their children to succeed so that they won't be like them, is to go to school. They had no other choice. Yeah, because school is a way for people from normal social status or poor social status who have a way for us to succeed, or to make a door to a little bit some of the success in a way. So his father didn't know how to read, but he was acting like he read. Okay, he told my uncle sometimes. He told me that when because they were living in little villages at the time, they only went to town when there was a competition to enter the high school. Even that, okay, and it wasn't easy. So every time he was coming to school, from school, he would go at home, and his father was not acting like he knew how to read. The father didn't know how to read, but he was caring. He was trying to make him go do his homework. Oh, do your homework. Oh, you don't know. Are you sure you didn't write? Actually, he didn't know what he was saying. Okay, he was just acting. The day my uncle knew that his father wasn't reading is when he had the exam. He went and was running back to the village with his hand, and he said, I had the exam. And the father was like, what are you talking about? What is it? And he was like, you are always behind me, telling me how to do my homework. You don't know what I have in my hand. And then he realized that his father has never known how to read. It means that for a parent, you have no excuse. If for a village man, he will act to make his son going to school. My uncle went to study abroad later on. Most of these kids were coming from parents who had no education. And most of them in our countries in Africa were doing great things. When I see the type of our parents, they were doing great studies. It's incredible. My father was reading every time. He was writing. They were setting an example to us that we have no excuses in a way. And seeing him, for us children, the way to learn from our parents is how they do. Children learn from how you do and what you do, not what you say. So seeing him reading often, and it will make no excuse for me not to read, because he himself was reading every time. And I saw my older sister who was reading every afternoon. She was not going to have fun. She was always, most of the time, reading and being disciplined, okay? So what I want to say is the education system has completely failed. It's fallen. And every parent should be responsible for the children today. The education system is not helping our children at all. It makes things too easy for them. I don't say it should be difficult, but it's too easy for them. I have to admit that when I went to America, when we studied the second, even the first year when we went to, after the English school, we went to the school, the college and then university. I remember as African students, we were impressed to see that students were leaving the classroom fast. And we were like, wow, Americans are very smart. Their students are... Because most of the time, most of the African students were still sitting in the classroom doing the exam. We thought that because we were not English speakers. But at the end, when we saw the result, it was like, oh, come on, they left. No, because for us African, we are being taught to sit and to think. We don't leave the classroom like that, okay? That's our generation. Now they are making it easy on students. If you are a student today and you listen to me, you are in high school, I really want you to be careful because we are in the world where things are making us too easy. We are more into what is like, okay, I don't know how to explain that, but you have to be careful because I want to, this is my take, the brain is a muscle. The brain, like every muscle, it has to be exercising, exercising. The way the brain is exercised is to give him a knowledge, to make him also think, But we are in a world where people don't want you to think anymore. Even in the politics, people don't want you to think on your own anymore. They make many trends, they distract you from many things. And if you see people, like I talk about Thomas Sowell is I think he's 90 or 93 years old. The people of that generation, like the young people that you saw on the video, I'm pretty sure that most of them were living longer. Why? Because things were not given to them easy. They have to think on their own. As you are making your brain working more, I'm pretty sure if you don't have a genetic disease, you will probably live longer. You will see that the lifespan now is completely reducing little by little. And I have a question about it, and I believe that it's getting little by little, the lifespan, the life of the human now is probably getting little, because people say no, because but the medicine has improved. Yes, but you have more and more young people are dying very early. Okay, when you see our parents, the grandparents, they are living longer, unless they had an accident that happened to them because of the old age or genetic disease or lack of medical materials like in Africa. But most of the time they were living longer, 90, 80s, easy, okay? Because people were doing things, they were thinking on their own, they are doing stuff. Me, for example, reading for me, I don't like to read on tablet. I'm very in old school. I think that when you have a book, there is a connection with the book and the brain. It's like writing. The fact that you take your pen and then you write, there is something that God has created between the fact that you can write and your brain. I saw that many times I can easily remember what I wrote than what I'm typing or slide. What I wrote can stay engraved in me easily than just typing. Okay? Me reading, taking the book like that, there is a connection between the book and the capacity of thinking. then the tablet, just slide it. It's me, okay? I don't say that it has to be you. But what I want to say is you have to be careful, because when people ask you to, I remember my sister, she asked me to do some a grocery list and make calculation. I want to take the calculator. She told me, no. Sometimes leave the calculator on the side and use your brain. It is important that sometimes, often, I will say, we use our brain. The school make things too easy on children today. And when I went back home, I saw the high school diploma, the baccalaureate, that is in French, exam. I was like, it makes it too easy for kids. I don't say that it's supposed to be hard, but the quality of education has completely fallen. Back in the day, we have fun, remembering countries and names, and they say in fourth and fifth grade, in my country, in the African system, you already know some countries in Africa and the capital city, and you could point the flag. Yeah, you could know at least important landmarks in the world. You could already know some important place like the Himalaya, the Mount Everest. Yeah, yes. I mean, if you are in a home where people read often and have books in the home, okay, you will know where the Kilimanjaro is. The Victoria, yeah, it was a mess already, we would know that. But I see today, you speak with young people, nothing. I mean, yeah, there are other older adults who don't know, because not so long ago, you have even African who don't even know where African countries are. That's why I was shocked when you have African who are upset about Donald Trump saying that he doesn't know where Lesotho is. Yeah. How many Africans know what Lesotho is? Like, come on. How many Africans? So stop this hypocrisy, okay? But you also have Americans who didn't know that country. A video of an American of my age, maybe a little bit younger, but my age group, like social media is exposing so many things. It took the video. I think it was abroad in another country, I don't know where in the world. And he said, I didn't know that countries could have flags. What school? Which school did he go to? You don't know that countries in the world had flags. And you take your video, you post it on social media. So the question will be that, dear friend, when you see the Olympic Games, for example, you see people walking with the flags, or you see soccer World Cup of soccer, they are with the flags. You see people standing in front of the flags. It doesn't ring the bell like these countries have flags. And how in 2025 someone doesn't know that countries have flags? So it means what? It can be worse. Maybe they don't know. I mean, it just show you that the education system is falling, okay? And it's parents' responsibility to take care of the future of the children through the school, their homework, their program, and be curious. I think it's not easy, and that's why it's one of the I say last time that for us African, because judging on the situation that we are going through in our countries, where our authorities like mine, countries like mine, where authorities are intentionally keeping our children in ignorance, you are thinking about having children in good school. Now you understand what I say, that it is difficult to have many children nowadays, okay? You want them to have a better future, a good future, right? If you can't afford, the only way now, even I don't say it's perfect, is to send them to private school today. For people like me who are contemplating to send my child, because I only have one, to a good school, which is going to be a private school. And I'm thinking about it like in high school, okay? You think that if I have many children, I'll be able to afford that? No. So the sacrifice now as a parent is to take time to see how the education system is treating your child and be very careful about that. That's all I have to say. Thank you.